Do you believe that you can heal yourself? Too often we give our power away to something outside of ourselves, and rarely, if ever, trust and tap into our innate healing power and intuition. Everyone has this capability to heal in ways we never thought possible. It's your sovereign right to claim and have true health and lasting wellness. Now, here is the host of the Dr. Dolores Show, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in our amazing world. And, there's a lot going on in our world right now, and I think a lot of people are exhausted. And I'm just going to pose this to you. What if the reason you're exhausted isn't because you're doing too much, but because you're giving from sacrifice instead of alignment? So many of us have been conditioned to believe that love means overextending, that being good means being endlessly available, and the service should cost us something. But it isn't sacred action, it's self abandonment. So, you're on the Dr. Dolores Show. I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and we're going to be talking about how to serve with purpose without draining your energy, breaking your boundaries, or sacrificing your well being, because you were never meant to be depleted in order to be loving. And that is a fact. We are in interesting times in our world, and we're transitioning from what I see and feel is the doing modality to the being modality. And that comes more with being able to be in the flow of energy versus trying to make something happen. So the our segment today is called Sacred Action Without Sacrifice. And my wish for you all is that after we talk about this and have an experiential process, that this will be like maybe a wake up call or an aha moment for you all as well. So let's talk about sacred action versus sacrifice. What is the energetic difference? Sacred action is overflow, and sacrifice is self erasure. Okay. How do you know if you're acting from alignment or obligation? Another question you might ask yourself, do you feel energized after helping or depleted? Or maybe are you giving because you want to or because you can't tolerate being seen as selfish? That's a huge one. So let's take a deeper dive into what sacrifice is. It is often rooted in fear of rejection, guilt programming, good people give, worthiness wounds, I earn love by being needed. These are all things that probably have come from our distant past, maybe in our childhood or family of origin. And maybe there's probably savior patterns. Were you the one that was always rescuing everybody and making sure they were okay at the price of your own well-being? That's something to think about as well. Now, sacred action is rooted in clarity, consent with yourself, energetic capacity, authentic love without attachment to the outcome. Remember, sacred action is way different than what we're talking about sacrifice, okay? Signs you're in sacrifice are these. Maybe you feel resentment. Maybe you have that chronic fatigue that overwhelms many of us. Maybe you feel like you have to over explain your boundaries, or the language that you use is maybe I have to instead of I want to. Over helping people who won't help themselves, like are you the rescuer or the one that tries to make it better for everybody else at the expense of yourself? Or you feel guilty when you rest. If you have any of those, you're in sacrifice mode. Now, signs that when you are in sacred action, okay, you have a very calm nervous system. You don't need to justify. You clearly can say yes or no. without feeling the guilt or whatever else what other stories you make up to go along with that. You give without losing yourself. You're unattached to being appreciated, and you feel joy during and after. Soul led service doesn't burn you out. Only self abandonment does. And I'm going to say that again because I think that is so important. Soul led service doesn't burn you out. Only self abandonment does. So, we talk about sacred action without sacrifice. So, what are the hidden costs of overgiving? Either your energy, your health, and frequency. Overgiving isn't just emotional, it becomes physiological. Okay, so let's ponder these questions for a second. What has your body been trying to tell you through fatigue, tension, or irritability? Too often, we don't even listen to our bodies. We don't even have a relationship with our bodies. So we are, not hearing what your body's saying. It might be similar to, I'm going to date myself now, the Peanuts character cartoon where Charlie Brown and they're in a classroom and the adults go wah 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 and the children are, talking amongst themselves. It's almost as if your body is saying something, but your mind is doing something else. And it's almost like you're not hearing what the body's saying. And it reminds me of the wah, 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 wah. So you're not tuned into what's really going on. If your energy bank account had a statement, what would it show? Are you using your time coins wisely? Or are you, throwing them out without any regard? Where are you giving what you're not actually resourced to give? Now, that's a big one. When people say, oh, I'll just figure out how to do it. Why? First of all, I'm going to ask you this question. Why are you giving so much? Are you doing it from a place of aligned and sacred action, or are you doing it just to solve an issue for yourself and try to make yourself feel better and liked by other people? So, overgiving dysregulates the nervous system. We talk about fight or flight, freeze or fawn. Fight or flight is the urgency to fix others. Freeze can be, I can't say no. And fawn is people pleasing disguised as kindness. Where do you fit in any of that if you do at all? It's very telling. And that's a good place to start so you know where to come from. Some of the energetic consequences of overgiving can be auric depletion, compassion fatigue, empath overload, and boundary collapse. So, some of these things, it's like it sucks the energy out of you. And if you're not operating from a full cup and giving from the overflow of that cup, if your cup is half full and you're giving from that, you're going to deplete all those aspects of yourself. And then you get very exhausted. It lowers frequency. Your service becomes heavy, transactional, and obligatory, and you lose joy and spiritual connection. So just remember, when you give from depletion, it's no longer love, it's survival. So look at where in your life something similar to this has happened, or is it happening now? And maybe sit with it and, feel what it feels like. Feel what it feels like if you've gone beyond that and healed that. It's actually, it's a point on your timeline where, oh gosh, I was like this at one time and now I'm improving and I'm doing things differently. It's not a good thing, a bad thing, or whatever. It's just an observation. So no judging and criticizing like we all have a tendency to do, especially to ourselves. This is about observing. So let's talk about the guilt trap, where, and this is where obligation is not sacred. So just remember, guilt is not a spiritual guide, it's conditioning. And, many of us have grown up in households. I was in an Italian Polish household and raised Catholic, and I know other colleagues of mine and friends were raised in other cultures and religions where guilt was the real big, pivot point of what they tried to make you do, and they guilt and shame you into things. So to be doing. That's just my old story, which thank God I've kind of gotten over that. Next question is, what benefits you from, who benefits when you overextend yourself? I will say this, it's never you. Okay? It's never you. It's always everybody else. It's like you put everybody else before yourself, and that's got to stop. In order for you to be fully operational and functional, you need to make yourself a priority and put yourself first. And maybe another question would be, what are you afraid will happen if you say no? I know that used to be like a big thing for me. It's like you just had to keep the peace and not say no. But it's just like, what are they going to do? Kill you? Probably not. But the thing is, you're setting a boundary. And sometimes when you set a boundary and it's counter to what has been happening, you're going to get some pushback. So know that that's working. You're being effective when you say no. Okay. So many listeners were raised in the martyrdom models. Family comes first no matter what, even at the cost of you. And I used to say, well, if I have to take care of everybody else, who's going to take care of me? Like I didn't matter. There's religious and service programming, good people sacrifice. Who made that? Who made that up? And then caretaking roles as identity. So we see that a lot when people are always taking care of other people at the expense of themselves. This is all needs to change, and it needs to be aligned. Sometimes when we take care of people so they don't have to suffer or whatever, you're actually taking away from their karma and their life experience, that maybe they need to learn how to suffer a little bit. I don't know, but it's not your job to interfere with their karma. Okay. And that's a tough one for some people. And you have just remember, guilt is often a sign you're breaking a pattern. You're breaking a pattern, not doing something wrong. Okay. So I'm going to say that again because I think that is really important. When you're feeling guilt, when you say no, it's because it's often a sign you're breaking a pattern, not doing something wrong. Okay. Saying no is not rejection, it's discernment. Boundaries are love in action. Obligation is not alignment. You are not here to be consumed by other people's needs. And if this is so ringing true for you on today's episode, I invite you to and share, and make a comment if this is true to you or not, and share, and I can always forget that word, share. I'm laughing. You know what I mean. Go to your favorite listening platform and give us a share, because you never know who needs to hear what is being shared on this episode. So we're getting ready to go on to our first break of the segment or of the show, and you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I guess the word is review. Thank you, Dana. And when we come back, we'll share some more about sacred action without sacrifice. So stay tuned.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, your host. And if today's episode is hitting home, I want you to know this. You don't need to keep sacrificing yourself to be a powerful healer, leader, or loving person. If you're ready to stop overgiving and start living from aligned energy, I invite you into a bridge session with me where we can identify what's draining you clearly and find your energetic leaks and restore your nervous system and life force. Your energy is sacred, and it's time your service becomes sustainable. Just go to my website, drdoloresfazzino.com, and you could learn more about this. So before we went on break, we talked about the guilt trap and how many of us feel guilty when we say no or, put ourselves first. But it's really about segueing into sacred boundaries and the frequency of self-respect. Because when you set boundaries and you have to say no, you are actually discerning and having more self-respect for yourself than you can imagine. Boundaries are not walls, even though we could see boundaries like in a physical neighborhood, fences around property and stuff like that. They're not walls. They're energetic agreements. That's the boundaries we're going to talk about. So, where are you saying yes, but your body is saying no in your life? What would change if your peace became non-negotiable? Okay. And are your boundaries designed to protect your energy or protect your identity as the helpful one? Sacred boundaries are spoken easily and clearly, and they're held consistently, and they're actually rooted in self-honor and self-respect. They're not dependent on others' approval. I feel that as more and more people awaken, and they become more connected with their higher self and their inner wisdom, there's going to be that clarity that comes in when your boundaries have been overstepped. And it's up to us to honor ourselves with saying, and setting clear boundaries energetically about what you allow in and what you don't allow in. Boundary issues often are an identity issue. Okay. So if I'm not needed, who am I? Or if I don't fix things, am I lovable? So I kind of call that boundaries with conditions. So, maybe you're doing that too. No harm, no foul. Just observe that you're doing it. And now you know it and you could change that behavior. Okay. It's not about making you wrong or right. It's allowing you to witness what's going on. And now you can make a change for yourself. So let's talk about some possible ways that you could interject a boundary to somebody. Somebody asks you to do something and you could say, oh, and if you really don't want to do it, says, I'm not available for that. Or that doesn't work for me. Or maybe I can do X, but not Y. And you could also say, I trust you to find your way. Okay. Remember, sometimes we try to rescue people and rush in, and from a karmic standpoint, when we do that, we actually interfere with somebody else's karma and their life lessons and life path. So it's about really being discerning as to when it's right to step in and when it's not. And the only way you could do that is to sit with it and have the awareness instead of being functioning from react mode, because react mode usually is something that you've done before and you're trying to fix it for somebody. Whereas maybe if you widen back and just look at the whole thing and observe and witness it, you could tell whether or not they truly need your help and if it's in your highest and best good to move in that direction to help. So let's just do a real quick energetic boundary ritual that I think is going to help people probably ground this in and make it part of themselves. So, what you need to do is place one of your hands on your heart and the other one on your belly, your solar plexus. And this is what you could say: my energy is sacred. My service must be sustainable. I honor my yes. I honor my no. And just let that marinate and sink into you. This will help you ground yourself better. So let's talk about this. Serving from soul purpose. Alignment creates effortless impact. It's not about doing, it's about being and allowing. So, what if your purpose isn't your job, but it's your frequency? What service feels like devotion instead of depletion? Where do you feel flow, clarity, and expansion? This one's a real doozy. What are you doing out of obligation that is not yours anymore? I think many people take on things feeling that it's theirs to fix and it has nothing to do with them at all. And that drains people's energy more than you could know. It's like you're interfering with something that you have no business interfering with. And I think a lot of us do this on an unconscious level. But once you become aware of this, you could make a different choice. So, sacred action means you choose service consciously. You stop rescuing people from their lessons, and you allow your gifts to be guided, not demanded. Soul service includes rest, receiving, saying no, saying yes, being unavailable. I think many people forget this, that you are not required to be accessible to be of service. Sometimes your presence of being there is enough. It's not about, this is where our essence is so important these days of who you are, your frequency and vibration. Sometimes that's enough to assist people to do what they need to do. Okay? You're holding that space for them, you're not doing it for them. So let's dive into flow-led contribution. And, let the universe assign you properly to where you're going. Okay? Instead of thinking you have to go a certain place. Remember this, not everything that needs help is yours to fix. Could you imagine how exhausting that would be? But there are many of us who do that. And I'm going to invite you to make a shift. It's a new year. It's a new beginning. Maybe allow something different. So, some questions that I think are worthy of just sitting with are you responding to life or reacting to guilt? What if you let intuition decide where your energy goes? I love that one because I really do my best to allow my intuition to guide me through the day as to where to go, how to go, the process to go and do it. And it's actually magical because I actually accomplish more in less time. I actually am able to create and manifest the things that I would like because I just follow the lead of my intuition. And another question to ask yourself too, do you trust that others can be supported without you? Remember, it's not all about you. You need to let them find their way. So, how many of us as overgivers often skip the step of checking, is this really my stuff? I'll bet you 95% of the time it's not. And, if you're wanting to contribute, just check in with yourself. Is my contribution aligned with the purpose of this? Does it feel right? If it does, by all means do it. If it feels wonky or wishy-washy, by all means don't. Don't do something I call half-baked, okay? Because people will sense that and feel that. Is my nervous system regulated? Or am I responding to an overactive nervous system? Am I the right person for this? You may try to contort yourself to think you're the right person for this, but you probably are not, and that's okay. So before you say yes, I'm going to invite you to ask these questions of yourself. Does this expand me? Do I have the time and energy to do this? Will I resent it later? Is it mine to do, or am I people pleasing? So we're getting ready. I'm going to leave you with that as we go off to our next break. And you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. And we are talking about sacred action without sacrifice today on our show. So stay tuned and we'll dive into an experiential process, a guided meditation. So stay tuned.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Fazzino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Fazzino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresfazzino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And today we've been talking about sacred action without sacrifice. And if this episode supports you, please like, share, and subscribe to the Dr. Dolores Show, because the more we normalize aligned living and conscious healing, the more we normalize and uplift the world together. And share this with someone who gives too much. They need this message. So before our break, we just went through bunches of talking points about sacred action and what it is and what it is not. And, just about really setting clear boundaries and not feeling guilty or shamed or whatever story we make up when we set boundaries. For those people out there who are uber people pleasers or recovering people pleasers, sometimes we just need a reminder that we're important too. And we need to make ourselves a number one priority in our lives and put ourselves first. Rest when you need to. Allow yourself to be. It's not about doing these days. It's about energy, recalibrating our frequency so we are aligned and we could just show up and our essence and energy is just enough to assist humanity. That's really how simple it is. It's not about doing something. It's about your presence and who you are and becoming the best version of who you are. So with that in mind, let's take a dive into a guided meditation I prepared for you guys. And it's called Sacred Action Activation, Serving from Overflow. So I just invite you to find a nice, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed for the next 5 or 6 minutes. And when you're ready, just close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Hold gently and exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale through your nose and exhale, allowing your shoulders to drop and relax. And take one more inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, as if your body can finally stop holding everything. Now place one hand on your heart and one on your solar plexus, your center of truth. your sacred yes and no. And say to yourself, I am here. I return to myself. Now imagine a cord of golden light extending from the base of your spine down into the earth. And just allow it to reach deep into the heart of Mother Earth. Feel the earth stabilize you, support you, hold you. And take a deep breath and let your nervous system soften. And just say to yourself, I am safe to stop. I am safe to rest. Now bring your awareness to your solar plexus, your belly, and notice what's there. Tightness, heaviness, fatigue, pressure. And just ask your soul, where have I been serving from sacrifice? Allow one person, one situation, one pattern rise to your awareness. No judgment, only truth. Now say to yourself, I see the pattern. I honor what I tried to protect. And I release it now. Now imagine a stream of crystalline light pouring down through your crown into your chest, into your belly. This light is intelligent. It dissolves guilt, obligation, over responsibility, and rescuing. See any cords or hooks leaving your body gently with love. And repeat to yourself, I release what is not mine to carry. I return what belongs to others blessed. I call my energy back to me, clean and whole. Now, feel your heart glowing golden. A warm expansion like sunlight inside your chest. This is sacred action. Love in motion without self-abandonment. Now, repeat slowly, letting the words imprint into your field. My energy is sacred. My yes is holy. My no is holy. I serve from overflow. I receive without guilt. I act only from alignment. Now imagine a golden sphere of light surrounding you, your energetic boundary. It declares, only what honors me may enter. Only what is aligned may remain. Take one final deep breath in and exhale gently. And when you're ready, wiggle your fingers and toes and whisper, I am devoted without disappearing. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Welcome back, everybody. Just allow yourself to sit in this calm and quiet as we go on to our last break of the episode. And you're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Vizino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, your host. And when we come back, we'll just wrap it up for our episode on sacred action without sacrifice. So stay tuned.
Do you trust your instincts? Many of us don't. Yet this is the key to connecting to your innate healer within and your intuition. Tune in to the Dr. Dolores Show with nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer, Dr. Dolores Vizino, to receive insights and tools to realign with your inner wisdom for lasting health and true wellness. Listen for the Dr. Dolores Show, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Ready to break free from complacency? Welcome to I'm Awake, Now What? Your monthly invitation to embrace conscious living. If you've been feeling lost or stagnant, this is your chance to awaken your purpose. Join our transformative conscious wake-up office hours every month for guidance and self-discovery. Experience the power of clarity and focus as you navigate towards holistic healing and empowerment. Don't just survive, thrive. Sign up now and unlock a wealth of benefits, including enhanced well-being, stress reduction, emotional healing, and connection. It's time to ignite the flames of purpose within and start your journey to a fulfilling life.
This is the Dr. Dolores Show with Dr. Dolores Vizino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, and energy whisperer. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Dolores at drdoloresvizino.com. Now, back to the program.
And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dr. Dolores Show on Inspired Choices Network. And I'm Dr. Dolores Vizino, nurse practitioner, medical intuitive, energy whisperer. And we've been talking today about sacred action without sacrifice. And, you know, for those of you who are struggling and you are maybe awakening and you just don't know what the heck's going on in your world, and maybe you just don't feel like you fit in anymore to what's happening. I have a membership community called I'm Awake Now What, and it's for conscious souls who are learning to live aligned, energized, and sovereign in a new chapter of their life. And you'll receive support, tools, community through monthly conscious office hours that we have weekly, basically. My co-partner, Cozy Stankatis, and I come on and we get down and dirty on some of the things that people are experiencing personally in their lives as they are maneuvering through this awakening, and offer hope and support for people as they're going through that. So if this is something that is of interest to you, just go visit my website, drdoloresvizino.com, and click to join I'm Awake Now What, and come home to your power. So on our show today, we were talking about sacred action without sacrifice. And, this is a real interesting topic for a lot of people because it really unpacks a lot of, I'm going to say, ideas, beliefs, and, just things that maybe we've been programmed into believing that it is absolute truth for ourselves when it's not. And what I think we need to remember is that sacred action is what happens when love moves through you without you disappearing. Okay, so keeping yourself whole and giving from a complete and whole container versus a half filled one. So, just remember this. You're not here to be drained. You're here to be devoted to your life, not somebody else's. Your no is holy and sacred, and sacred service begins with sacred self-respect. Remember, everything starts with self first. So just some takeaways from today's episode are: sacred action expands you, sacrifice depletes you. If it drains your spirit, it's not aligned, it's conditioning. Guilt is not intuition. Let me say this again. Guilt is not intuition. Guilt is programming. Intuition is calm, clear, and clean. Boundaries are not selfish. They're actually spiritual structure. They protect your frequency so your gifts can remain sustainable and you don't feel depleted. You are not responsible for rescuing others. Supporting is sacred. Saving is distortion. Okay. You don't want to rescue people and interfere with whatever growth opportunities that is for them to have in this lifetime. You could support them but you don't have to rescue them. True service comes from overflow, not obligation. Your healing, joy, and rest are part of your purpose, not a reward for filling it. Okay? So sacred action is what happens when love moves through you without costing you yourself. It's devotion without depletion. It's contribution without self-erasure. Many of us were taught that being good meant being endlessly available, but spiritual maturity teaches something else. Your energy is not public property. Your yes is sacred. Your no is sacred. And every time you choose alignment over obligation, you heal generations of martyrdom in your lineage. And believe me, there's a lot of healing that needs to happen. You were never meant to be drained in order to be loving. You were meant to be radiant and to serve from the truth of who you are. Sacred action doesn't require sacrifice, it requires presence. It requires discernment, and it requires self-honor. So I'm going to leave you with this quote. Sacred action is love in motion without self-abandonment. So I'm going to leave you with a galactic message from my higher self on today's episode here. So, beloved one, you are not designed to be consumed. You are designed to be conductive. Sacrifice is an old program, a distortion that taught you depletion equals love. But sacred action is your original blueprint. Service rooted in sovereignty, guided by truth, and supported by source. We remind you now, your energy is sacred currency. Your boundaries are holy architecture. Your rest is part of your mission. You are not here to rescue. You are here to transmit. When you stop overgiving, you end karmic contracts. You choose alignment, you become the template. From this moment forward, serve only from the overflow. Act only from the soul. Give only from truth. We seal this in your heart, and the remembering returns. Love does not require self-abandonment. So sit with that and just let it marinate and just get fully integrated into who you are. And just let yourself feel that. And just remember, beloved, your energy is sacred, and it was never meant to be given away through guilt. If service has been draining you, it's time for an upgrade. And just remember to give from the frequency of overflow, not obligation. If it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. So be kind to yourself. Allow yourself to experience things. Show up as the best version of yourself because you are worth it. See you next week. Same time, same place, and have an amazing rest of the week. Take care. Bye now.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Dolores Show. Dr. Dolores returns Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and create your best life. You are worth it.